Hello friends, welcome to our channel Easy Shorts of Learning. Today's video is about accounting concepts, which is also known as the pillars of accountancy. Friends, if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you have any query related to this topic, please write me in the comment box. Our first concept is business entity concept or separate entity concept. According to this concept, business and businessman are two separate entities while recording business transactions so that we can easily calculate the net profit and actual financial position of the business. Businessman transactions are personal transactions and they are recorded in the personal book. Business transactions are recorded in the financial book so that they cannot be merged, and it is not possible for us to differentiate between both the transactions. So according to this concept, business is a separate entity from its owner, and owner and proprietor is a creditor of business to the extent of capital investment. For example, if any businessman at the time of starting or introducing capital in business with rupees 20 lakh and some fixed assets, they are his capital and they are recorded in the liability side of the balance sheet, not on the asset side, due to separate entity concept. Another example is when the businessman use goods for his personal purpose, they are drawings and they are added in the capital account. And if the businessman use goods for business purpose, then they are expense and they are recorded in the statement of profit. So according to this concept, business and businessman are two separate entities. Our next concept is going concern concept. According to this concept, it is assumed that business will continue in future for a long period of time and it will not go in liquidation or insolvency. Due to this concept, every external party enter into a contract or transaction with the firm. If it is assumed that the business will go in liquidation or insolvency in a near future, then no bank and financial institution give loan to the firm and no supplier give raw material on credit. Our next concept is accounting period concept. According to this concept, financial accounts will be prepared from 1st April to 31st March each year. Now, first we have to discuss what do you mean by financial accounts and what statements are included in this. Our first statement is a statement of profit, which shows the profit and loss of the firm for a particular year. Balance sheet shows the financial position, that is the assets and liabilities of the firm. Cash flow statement shows the inflow of cash and outflow of cash. And our last statement is statement of shareholders equity to show the shareholders changes in shareholders equity during a particular year. With the help of these statements, any businessman or management take corrective actions while seeing the year on year performance of the firm. Suppose we does not follow this concept and we start our business in 2015-16, and after 5 years in 2019-20 we calculate the profit. Now the profit calculation after a long period will be of little use for owner, investor, managers and others to take corrective actions. For example, in 2015-16, if the company incur a loss of rupees 2 lakh, now with after seeing this loss, management take corrective actions to minimize this loss and convert it into profit in a near future. So with the help of this concept, we can see the year on year performance of the firm so that we can take corrective actions. Our next concept is money measurement concept. According to this concept, every business transactions should be recorded in a common unit, that is currency or money. If we does not record the transactions in a common unit, then it is very difficult for us to analyze and interpret the business transactions. For example, if we does not follow this concept, now when we purchase 20 machines, we record it in number. When we purchase 10,000 kg of raw material for manufacturing, we record this in kg, and the balance in bank is 50,000, we record it in rupees. Now we record these transactions in different units. Now when we total this, This 60,020 is of no use because we cannot analyze and interpret because they are of different units. Now when we convert these transactions into a common unit, that is money, when we purchase 20 machines and each machine costing rupees 1 lakh, then the total investment in machine is 20 lakh rupees. 10,000 kg of raw material at the rate of rupees 10 per kg, total amount is 1 lakh rupees, and the remaining bank balance is 50,000. Now we can easily add these transactions because they are in a common unit, that is money, and it is 21 lakh 50,000. So with the help of this concept, we can easily calculate the profit and loss of the firm when we record the transactions in a common unit, that is money. If this concept does not follow and we does not follow this concept, then it is not possible to calculate and analyze various business transactions. Our next concept is dual aspect concept. According to this concept, every business transaction have dual effect. If one is debited, another one is credited, so that accounting equation must be matched. Now what do you mean by accounting equation? Accounting equation is assets equals to liabilities plus capital. Asset is anything which is converted into money and which generates revenue. Liability is an obligation of the firm to pay, whether it is short term or long term, and capital is that amount or fixed assets which are introduced by the proprietor or owner of the business in the business at the time of starting. Now we take some examples and see whether the accounting equation must be equal or not after every transaction. Our first transaction is purchase of material costing rupees 10,000. Now when we purchase material, our stock is increased by 10,000 rupees and material is purchased in cash. So cash is decreased by 10,000. So effect is nil, and there is no transaction on liabilities and capital side, so here the effect is also nil. So our accounting equation is matched after this transaction. Our next example is bank loan received rupees 2 lakh. When we receive bank loan, the bank balance is increased on the asset side with rupees 2 lakh, and bank loan is a liability, so our liability is also increased with rupees 2 lakh. Now our accounting equation again matched after this transaction. So every transaction have dual effect, so that our accounting equations should be matched according to dual aspect concept. Our next concept is matching concept. Matching concept tells us that if we want to calculate the profit of 2021, then we have to compare the revenue of 2021 with the expenses of 2021. So according to matching concept, revenue and expenses of the same period should be matched to find out profit of that period. For example, if we have a sale of which includes cash or credit in 2021 is 10 lakh rupees, and we have expenses after adjusting outstanding expenses, that is those expenses which are due but not paid in 2021, so we add these expenses. And prepaid expenses are those expenses which we pay in advance but it is not related in 2021, so we deduct this expense. So after adjusting these expenses, our total expense is 7 lakh. When we deduct 7 lakh from 10 lakh, the profit in 2021 is 3 lakh rupees. So to find out actual profit, we must follow matching concept. In the absence of matching concept, it is not possible for the firm to calculate actual profit of the firm. Our next concept is accrual concept. Accrual concept and matching concept are more or less same. According to this concept, every business transaction should be recorded at the time of occurrence. It is not recorded at the time of receive the amount or paid the amount. Due to this concept, we adjust following things to find out the actual profit. First is outstanding expenses should be added because they are due in a particular year but we not pay these expenses. So we add these expenses. Prepaid expenses are those expenses which we pay in advance but not related with particular year, so we deduct this expense. Unearned income is that income which we received in advance but it is not related with particular year, so we deduct unearned income. And accrued income, it is that income where we provide the services but the income we does not receive this income, so we add this income. After adjusting all the expenses and income according to accrual concept, we can easily calculate the actual profit of a particular year. In the absence of accrual concept, it is not possible to calculate actual profit and loss of a particular year for the particular year. Our last concept is verifiable objectivity concept. According to this concept, every business transactions must be supported by evidence. That evidence may be cash memo, invoices, vouchers, and bank slip. If any transaction is not supported by evidence, then it is not possible for the auditor to tell that this transaction is actually happens in a business or not. So this concept is very relevant for the auditors to verify the accuracy of transactions of business. In the absence of this concept, it is not possible for the auditor to tell that the true and fair view of financial position is existed or not. So with the help of this concept, we should ensure that every business transaction should be supported by evidence. So friends, in this video we understand what are our accounting concepts, which is also known as the pillars of accountancy. If you understand this video or like this video, please share this video and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.